Hey everybody, thanks for checking out KB Publishing's KPOT, the nation's stoner station, and where the highest and the sexiest sounds come from. It's March 2nd, just a bit after midnight here, and I thought I'd do a little video, uh, mostly because we got some exciting stuff coming up here at KPOT. Well, first of all, I'm going to be doing a demonstrational video coming out on Wednesday night, the 3rd of March, so 2 days from now, and it's going to be how to make the greatest spaghetti and meatballs ever. That's right, I've got a recipe. I'm going to show you how right in the kitchen. So get ready for that. You're going to love it. Now, like I said, it's for my oral comm class at Colorado Christian University. But also, I was able to have a sit down and a little conversation with a person I've known for a while. His name is JoeJoe Smith. He's a musician, a vet, and he's also a medical marijuana patient. And I was able to sit down with him and have a pretty good conversation. It's the first part of it now. I'm not going to edit it and release it though, because I got a second one coming in, and I'm gonna mix them up together. Now it's going pretty well. You know what I mean? I really like making these videos, and I got a lot of things uh, that I want to do. Ideas going on, and right now it's just kind of like in the prelims, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. But so the COVID's still hanging on pretty strong out there. We've had a couple of down days, and now it looks like we're having a couple of up days. A lot of areas are, loosening their restrictions and things like that. And we're not out of the woods. Don't think we are. So let's, still try to be conscious of others. You know what I mean? Please wear a mask. If you're going to be out in public around people that you're not normally around, please wear a mask. A lot of great stuff going on, man. Do you see like how they're really trying to push this alien thing? I mean, in all actuality, it's gone on for years, and it seems like you know, almost like they're trying to psychologically prep us for it actually happening someday, or prepping us for a big illusion, as though they're here, but actually it's just them, whoever them really are, making it up and fooling us. Do you think there's aliens? Man, if so, leave a comment. Give me a like, give me a thumbs down, whatever. Just let me know you watch this video. Subscribe too. I've got a lot of good stuff coming up. I'm going to be doing a lot of podcasts. I'm setting up more interviews with individuals around the area. And I think a lot of you guys are going to like it. I think I'm thinking about making a short movie, film. Let's call it a film, a short film. I think I'm going to do it about kids, homeless, rowdy kids, latchkey kids. The kids that have no parents and direction. And so far, that's I mean, I've got a little more than that. I'm not going to share all of it with you. A lot of people that like to steal ideas out there. So, but and also, if you guys are checking out my website at kb-publishing.com, um, in 2 weeks I'll be releasing the second part of my story, The Angels, and it's actually going to be the the first chapter. Um, It'll also be the first introduction to the first hero character, Michael or Miguel. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. If you haven't already seen my website and seen my first publishing or post on it, I'm going to try to do it, keep it up for once a month. I'll be releasing a new section, a chapter, or whatever you want to call it. And basically, what this is about it's about four teenagers, just teenagers. They just turned teenagers that are involved in human trafficking, and how they come together um, to form an alliance with help to overcome the evil that has got thousands and thousands of people and children enslaved. And there's a great evil in it, and there's great powers from both evil and good in it. I think, basically what I'm trying to do is get more people to realize that there are a lot of people out there that are actually involved in human trafficking and sex trafficking, including children. And they need hope, like everybody needs hope. Everybody that's facing tyrants and horrible environments and things like that, and whose lives are not happy. Who I believe that everybody deserves to have some happiness in their lives, and hopefully there will be some type of inspiration for these young people that are facing some hardships in our world, like this COVID lockdown. Like, life isn't hard enough without having to be able to be social and see your friends and being locked up in the house all the time. So hopefully it'll just make somebody enjoy it. I've got a couple more ideas for some stories also that I'm coming up with. One I've had for a while, and I'm just now kind of trying to put a beginning, end, and or a beginning, middle, and end to it. But I think it'll be a really good story, and people will enjoy it. I am currently kind of trying to find somebody, an artist, to maybe lend a hand in drawing some of these scenes and characters for the angels. If you know anybody out there, I'm not trying to find somebody that wants some money, because I'm not going to make any money off this. It's just, I guess, practice. You know what I mean? Just to entertain people and get your skills up on your art. But so Canelo won again this weekend. If you're into boxing, which I am, yeah, and which is pretty cool. There was some UFC fights this weekend too, which honestly I was not really impressed with the main card and the big fight. It was kind of so lame. I mean, I'll shout out to the winner of that fight. He really, fought a good fight for himself. It just wasn't very entertaining, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And but still, nothing to take away from those individuals that have fought. It, it's the entertainment business along with the sport. So, you're going to have people that think it was disappointing. But we got a big fight coming up this weekend in the UFC. If you guys don't know about it, I advise you to check out a couple of these UFC promos that are going on. But we got Israel fighting, which is always exciting to watch that gentleman fight. We got Amanda Nunes fighting, which, you know, come on. She's the toughest woman on the planet, honestly. You think about it, all right? Holding two straps, the double two, yeah. So, in fact, there's a couple other fights in there, and I'm just not calling it up, but I guarantee you check those out, because them fights that they got in that card is just phenomenal. It's going to be a big night. My girlfriend says every time I say that, though, yeah, every time I say that. So it's Blankowicz against Adesanya. And that's going to be good because, Israel's jumping up to 205 in this fight. And this guy that he's fighting, he's from Poland, a great fighter, and he is a powerhouse. So it's going to be great to see how Israel, who seems to be untouchable most of the time, is going to handle this guy. Um, and I got a feeling, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm perplexed. I'm choosing who I think should win on this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but all I know is this is it's going to be exciting, and I really push for you guys to watch it. Like I said, the last weekend wasn't that exciting, but it was who was fighting. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Okay. Oh, we got Peter Yan is going to be fighting against Aljamain Sterling. Is that correct? And then Amanda Nunes is going to be challenged by Megan Anderson. Now, the Petra Yan, I mean, that guy is a scrapper, smart, quick, all around. He's just got great hands. But yeah, guys, definitely don't miss that fight. That's going to be a good time. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So, what do you guys think about this COVID stuff? Is it getting to you? Are you staying strong? You know, I'm sure you've got some depression going on here and there. Everybody probably does. There's probably a few out there that would like to say they don't have nothing going on. How about that Governor Cuomo of New York State? He's got a lot going on, don't he? Yeah, the media's eating him up just like they ate that Trump guy up. Makes you wonder what he did wrong to piss some people off, other than that person that is blaming him for doing some sexual crap. There's just too much stuff in our political system to try to make any news out of it. I mean, I can share a couple things with you if you don't know already. I'm sure there's a few of us out there that really are pretty much sick of the bull. But the big thing for me is, the COVID. This is a serious issue. I have a hard time understanding those people that try to say, oh, just be free. Well, I mean, there isn't a lot of freedom in death, and just because people, because you see it this way doesn't mean everybody has to see it that way, and just because you see it that way doesn't mean that's actual freedom. It doesn't make you a patriot. I mean, it's kind of stupid. Actually, it's inconsiderate for people to, as I said, I don't know. This whole argument about what freedom really is here in this country is ridiculous. Israeli court says Converts to non Orthodox Judaism can claim citizenship. Are you serious? It's from the New York Times. So people who convert in Israel to Reform or conservative Judaism have a right to citizenship. The Supreme Court ruled, chipping at the power of Orthodox authorities that see them. Okay, so the question of who is and isn't a Jew has always been a subject to debate within Israel. Since the state was founded, the government has largely deferred to Orthodox Jewish authorities, who do not view converts to more liberal forms of Judaism as Jewish. Huh. But on Monday, the Israel Supreme Court struck a symbolic blow for a more pluralistic vision of Jewish identity. It granted the right to automatic citizenship to foreigners who convert within the state of Israel to conservative, also known as Masorti or Reform Judaism. The decision was mainly symbolic because typically only 30 to 40 foreigners convert to Reform or Masorti Judaism in Israel every year, according to the Israel Religious Action Center, the rights group that led efforts to obtain the court ruling. But the ruling chips away some of the monopoly Orthodox rabbis have held over questions of religious identity that are central to frictions within Israel's society. It also inflames a long running debate about the relationship between Israel's civil and religious authorities and practically the role of the Supreme Court. The Israeli right has portrayed the court as a bastion of the country's secular and liberal elite, acting without democratic legitimacy. And though the court delayed ruling in this case for years, hoping Parliament would vote on it instead, the court's critics were already making political capital from the decision on Monday night. You know, that is kind of unique. Hundreds of Hong Kong protest arrest of pro-democracy activists. See, that protest, I told you about them the last time when I spoke. You know, how this is all around the world. You know, I'm sick of the governments and the tyranny. I mean, we're all slaves to them in many ways, but you can see it that way, or you can actually choose a different view, an optimistic view about who you are and your life is. And no matter where you're at, you can find that happiness that you could have within because you're just alive. I mean, that's it. You're alive, and being alive is actually that special. Even the pain, and some that's hard to believe, but it is. Just to be able to feel anything is that special. If you consider the amount of space that we live in, and the amount of inanimate objects that fill this space, and then you have these animate objects, very small, very tiny, in comparison to the whole of the universe. They get to see the universe and observe it, live off of it. And then they can be aware of it and conscious and say with the words they created how beautiful the universe is and how amazing the universe is. It is that special. Life is that special. What else do we got going on? The economy, jobs. What's going on in jobs, guys? North Carolina's new rules for unemployment and work search requirements. Oh no. Here we go. 3 tips to land a work from home job right now, according to remote work. Now, this is what I do. Mostly because I've been fighting, rheumatoid arthritis and and gouty arthritis for many years now, 4 or 5 years, really hard. I mean, it's been affecting me longer than that, but I've been finding it real hard. And the last few weeks have been amazing for me. I'm really starting to find a little bit different. I change over drugs for my gout, and now I'm still taking like 10 milligrams of prednisone a day, which if anybody knows anything about the medication, them steroids, it is horrific, guys. A horrific medication, and it does its damage. I've had a heart problem. Losing weight, and because of the arthritis, I can't be active to lose the weight. Um, the depression that comes along with it. It can cause some psychological problems. That medication can, along with the disease itself that I have, rheumatoid arthritis, can cause, mental problems, psychological problems, and so yeah, it kind of sucks. California bill would ban most pre-employment drug tests for marijuana. Now this comes from KTLA, LA's very own Channel 5. Awesome, awesome. Now, guys, you Californians, look at this. That's a big thing right there. When I lived in Colorado, they could still, and I think they still can, drug test you for cannabis, even if you are a medical marijuana patient. And there's a lot of these states that do have medical marijuana that still can allow for employers to drug test them for marijuana and then deny them employment or fire them, even though they have a confirmed medical marijuana card. It's ridiculous. And there should be something done about for every state that does have medical marijuana in their constitution now. They should not be able, no employer should be able to drug test for a medical marijuana patient. It's ridiculous. If that's the case, then they should be drug testing for opioids, even though you have it prescribed to you from a doctor. No, you can be fired. Won't get the job. Uh, a lot of stuff like that. And the worst part about it, is because cannabis stays in your system for so long. It's got a half life of like 15 days, I think, 20 days. But if you smoke it on a regular basis, man, it's up to 30 to 45 days. I've read in some instances where it can be even months. So, a lot of work at home hacks available. I'm going through Google News right now. Um, oh, ex-state employee faces $5,000 penalty for using work computer email for private businesses. So work is a big thing right now. Work is work is huge. You guys see where they want to. There's some that want to push the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Right now, though, with the COVID and especially with the fast food industry, the hospitality industry is really took a huge hit with the COVID, of course, not being able to gather publicly and people not going anywhere, traveling or whatever. So they took a huge hit, and now they're wanting, which means they're having financial problems, guarantee. And now they want to jump their minimum wage up. Now I'm all for minimum wage, but the timing is shit. And that's what I'm saying to you. Jumping in right now, it could hurt a lot of these businesses that are already suffering. It could just pretty much be the dirt to cover the coffin, if you understand what I'm saying. So it is kind of a big deal right now. If we should do it right at this moment, or if we should wait into the third quarter of this year before we try to do that. Maybe we'll be up a little bit in employment. We can get our hospitality and food and jobs back up. Yeah, a lot of workers hesitant to go back to work until they get their vaccination for the COVID. Right, right. I agree totally. Totally. Pixel update lets you take photos underwater, sleep better, and more. Technology, bro. I'm telling you. Look out. Shit moves so fast anymore, man. There's so much going on technologically. Pretty soon I won't even have to be at a computer, man. I'll just blink my eyes and Google will pop up in my eyeball for me and I can just check shit out there. Here we go. Even Google's prepping for remote work, future worth workspace refresh. So, you think about this. Okay, so we've got all these companies who are promoting remote work for individuals to work from home. Now, of course, these individuals are going to have the technological capabilities, which is a cost. So they've already spent money. Now, what they're going to be paying them is the same amount they would be paying them if they came into a call center. Now, with the call center, the company's going to have to pay for the call center itself, the space, or whatever, rent, lease, buy, all the computers for everybody. You know what I mean? The headsets, the chairs, the desks or cubicles. They're going to have to pay for, building insurance, blah, blah, blah. But now they ain't going to have to pay for all of that. They might have one call center now where people work from and a command center, corporate office, if you will, right? And now they have a huge chunk of money cut out of their overhead. But yet they're going to continue to pay these people the same amount. And what is that going to do? Push profits. Would you say not? Okay. If your costs are down and your revenue's the same or greater, you're going to end up, being in a good place. So that really kind of isn't fair. Okay, so a lot of them are going to be pushing 1099. You'll be contracted. You pay your own taxes. Great, but again, their profits are going to go up, and what are they going to be paying these people? I can see that coming in the future with these people that work from home, remote workers saying, hey, we should have a union and we should be paid a little bit more since we're the ones affording the internet and we're the ones affording our equipment and etc. So I see that coming. I see something like a union coming for these remote workers. Tell me what you think in the comments if you think I'm right. I bet you. So that's spaghetti, man. I'm already thinking about that, guys. I'm going to be working on my outline for the talk today a little bit later. And then I'm going to go ahead and get all my ingredients. And then tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and film it. It should be fun. Facebook launches rapping platform Bars. Whoa. A new rap app, huh? From Hyperbeast. That's kind of cool. Oh, let's see here. Netflix won over half of 2021 Golden Globe Television Awards. Wow, that just came from Fox Business. Oh, San Diego Comic Con 3, E3, and Anime Expo canceled geek gatherings for the second year in a row. Oh, that's a bugger. Man, that sucks. Well, hopefully 2022 will be back in order, huh, guys? What's going on in science? What's brand new? Oh, a meteor spotted across England thanks to clear skies. Huh. It says that Neanderthals listened to the world much like us. They said that they could hear and make the same sounds as humans, new research suggests. This is actually from CNN and New York Times. They've both got something on it. 1990s iMac processor powers NASA's Perseverance rover. That's from Gizmodo. Huh. Wow. Fixes. What? That's pretty cool. Listen to this now. This is from phys.org. All right. Plants set a bedtime alarm to ensure their survival, new study shows. Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. Fossils of oldest member of a huge dinosaur group found in Argentina. That's from Yahoo News. Space hurricanes, which rains electrons instead of water discovered by scientists. This is from The Independent. Oh, should journalists pay peer reviewers? Primates appeared almost immediately after dinosaurs went extinct, new research suggests. And this is Gizmodo too. George Dvorsky formation, famous for producing T Rex fossils, has now yielded the oldest evidence of primates in the fossil record in what is being hailed a significant discovery. Jawbones of an assortment of teeth found in the Hells Creek Formation of northeastern Montana are the oldest primate fossils ever discovered, according to new research published in Royal Society Open Science. Dating back to around 65.9 million years ago, these animals lived in a mere 105,000 to 139,000 years after the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event, in which an asteroid wiped out most plant and animal species on Earth. The new paper was co-led by Gregory Wilson Montilla from the University of Washington and Stephen Chester of Brooklyn College and the City University of New York. This is an important study because it documents the earliest primates ever discovered, pushing back the date of the oldest primates to the earliest Paleocene, in addition to establishing greater diversity as well. Eric Sargis, a professor of anthropology at Yale University, who's not affiliated with the new study, said in an email, "Indeed, the age of these fossils is significant, as it suggests the ancestor of all primates, both extinct and extant, lived during the Mesozoic, specifically the late Cretaceous. Prior to this discovery, the oldest evidence of stem or early primates in the fossil record dated back to the first 300,000 to 500,000 years of the Paleocene, the epoch that followed the Mesozoic." That's a pretty good article, actually. Yeah, cool. That was on Gizmodo. Oh, the paleontologists have discovered oldest known titanosaur. Oh, that's sidenews.com. 19 hours ago, the Daily Express. Earth being bombarded by 500,000 kilometer solar storm. 500 kilometer a second solar storm. Am I right about that? Okay. Which could affect technology. Let's pump that one up, guys. Let's see what's going on here. You got a load for me. It didn't load, guys. Is that fake? COVID vaccine side effect, guys. Enlarged lymph nodes can be mistaken for cancer. That's from the New York Times 10 hours ago. Despite COVID 19 vaccinations, CDC warns U.S. is not out of the woods. I just mentioned that, so that's actually from Fox Business. That's what a lot of news is about in health. R. Kelly got COVID 19 vaccine while awaiting child sex charges. Well, yeah, good for him. Oregon reports 4 more COVID new evidence of SARS CoV-2 spreading on planes. Wow, that was 7 hours ago. 2 days ago. News Medical Net. The World Health Organization talk of pandemic's end is premature and unrealistic. 2 days ago, Illinois reported 1,249 cases with 22 deaths. Over 700,000 vaccines have been administered in Iowa. That's according to KCCI in Des Moines. That's great. A lot of states reporting on their deaths and counts. Last year at this time, I was in Colorado. This is when it really started to open up and get kind of scary, you know what I mean? And we've been living this locked up life. Friends and family and acquaintances dying around us. Over 500,000 people died within that year. Could we have done any better, you think? Could our leaders done any better? I try to wear a mask. I of course, am a little bit scared of getting it. Not too much. But I am more scared of having it and giving it to someone else that can't fight it, who might die or become seriously ill for a long period of time. I don't understand why everybody doesn't see it that way, and maybe it's wrong for me to see it that way, but I don't think that's true. I think it shows that we have a true love for one another if we have compassion and empathy for one another and think for one another, and maybe not for, but of at least. Yeah. Wow, this is amazing. This page on my Google News, which is the health, is just amazing. What's going on locally around us, man? Oh, looks like in Alamosa, Colorado, they're going to be opening the Harbor Freight. Awesome. Uh, right there. Sorry about that. I was reading some local news. Well, I still got some Colorado stuff on here, even though I don't live in Colorado anymore. But that's okay. Let's see what else is going on other than that stuff, huh? What's High Times got? Wow, direct Delta 8 online marketplace offering a whole new way to uplift yourself. So if you guys don't know anything about THC or cannabis, but THC Delta 9 is what usually uh, is in weed. When people smoke it, it's what gets them high. It's the psychoactive property, I guess you would say. But there are different forms of THC, right? Now, this is what High Times has got going on. Delta 8 comes from cannabis sativa or the hemp plant, just like CBD and THC. However, Delta 8 is now becoming available in larger quantities, allowing for a greater variety of product avenues than ever before. Hemp plants naturally produce a small fraction of Delta 8 compared to CBD and THC, but thanks to the increasingly sophisticated extraction and refining techniques, Delta 8 is poised to become a major player for years to come. Like all cannabinoids, it's even more effective when used or blended in concert with others like CBD, CBG, and CBN. Brilliant. Oh, that's beautiful. As you'd expect, they offer similar potent potentiality therapeutic benefits like all cannabinoids, like CBD and cannabis itself. Delta 8 as a natural therapeutic is not a new concept. Research from various sources, including the National Cancer Institute, has shown Delta 8 to have positive effects. You know, I'm sorry, but if you can't tell that this plant is God given, almost angelic, savior like, uh, it's ridiculous. You're blind to it. You're hanging on to these old ideologies that were forced upon you in propaganda through media, telling you how evil it was, and it really never was, and you keep believing it. And I kind of want to feel sorry for you at the same time. I want to just state that you're highly unintelligent because what you're doing is your ideas are now denying people the right to be healthy. That's ridiculous. Get off your high horse. This ain't heroin. It ain't cocaine. It ain't crack. It ain't meth. You know, educate yourself. So, what is the Delta 8's high like? According to High Times, uh, it says, well, first, does it help you fly like paper and get high like planes? Maybe that's one way to describe it, or perhaps Delta 8 can help you tolerate outdated MIA MIA or lyrical references as mentioned. Delta 8 is also a psychoactive cannabinoid like its sibling Delta 9. However, the milder high offered by Delta 8 can be described as calming and uplifting, with light cerebral effects and an emphasis on full body sensation. Experience can definitely vary depending on what the strain and terpenes are present um, too. So it's truly a choose your own adventure kind of product. Your experience will also depend on the type of Delta 8 product you decide to fly with. Very curious, but not bi curious, alright? Nothing wrong with it. I'm just not. Thank you for understanding. What about this whole Mr. Potato Head stuff, dude? Or the potato head? I want you to take all the accessories off the potato and tell me what sex it is then. Maybe Mr. Potato Head was Mrs. Potato Head, but decided they didn't like that and went to Mrs. Potato Head. Would you guys like leave it alone then? Ain't that the stupidest shit you've ever heard? Mr. Potato Head, Mr. Potato Head. It's what we refer to each other if we're not married. It's polite. I don't know. Some people just go too far. Really, it's kind of ridiculous. Um, I've seen somewhere. I think my daughter-in-law posted up about Grease. People are wanting to get rid of the movie Grease because it had some rapey scene in it. Really? Like, are we trying to hide that these things actually happen? Are you trying to make up a false world? I don't get it because things happen, and I think in the movie that people that it were happening to uh, did become a huge victim. You know, they fought it off and went on with their life. Quit dwelling on shit. That's all I have to say. And no, I'm not a victim, and you should stop being a victim too for a while. You know, I don't know what to say about that. Yeah, don't get rid of Grease. I think my daughter-in-law said anybody that believed that should go eat a bag of dicks. Yeah, she could have said it better actually. Study indicates that most patients do not think doctors will understand cannabis. Now, yeah, okay, so living in the state I live in, which is, I'm sorry, in most ways about 5 years behind everybody else. It's a very small and slow state. I live next door to a very large state, very populated. Probably, I think, the fifth largest state in the United States. Just night and day difference. It's ridiculous. It really is. So when I lived in Colorado, of course, I became very open about my cannabis use because I was a medical marijuana patient. I had a doctor that sort of suggested it for me. You know, they really don't prescribe it to you. They suggest it to you that it would be great or good, beneficial, whatever. So now I come to this state, which I've lived in this state before, and I said to myself I was going to continue to be open about my cannabis use. Um, there ain't really nothing they can do to me anymore. I think the biggest reason before, when I lived in the state before I moved to Colorado, I wouldn't say anything to them is because I was a father with children. And this state has got a pretty good background of taking children from their parents for using cannabis. And I just wasn't going to take that chance with them. Mm, I wish there was a way to sue this state for making me a medical marijuana refugee and leaving me in a lot of predicaments because of their lack of legalizing the cannabis when nobody's ever died from it, but yet somehow it was so dangerous. So dangerous. And in the way the court systems work here, of course, you know, they're going to be all hand in hand with each other. So I could tell you some horrible stories about Iowa's Department of Human Services and the things they've done, even to me as a child. You know, yeah, they they pretty much have made themselves my enemy from day one. I mean, I don't do anything, you know, against them whatsoever in revenge, but there are times I wish that I could bring a lawsuit against them, just so people can see that they are a farce and they are not always here to help. Yeah, they can go fuck themselves. That's how I see it. Hey, man, I really appreciate you guys checking out my video. Please, man, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, you know, tell your fucking friends, all right? And remember, through Wednesday, I'll be coming out with that how to make the best spaghetti ever. All right, I ain't fucking with you. It is the best spaghetti fucking ever. I'm gonna love it, and you're gonna love me. Nobody back up. Yeah, I'm gonna love it. You're gonna love it because you're gonna love me. What? Never mind. Fuck it, man. Thanks for checking out my video. All right. Remember Wednesday, and not only that, guys, I got that interview coming up with JoeJoe Smith, and I might be able to get a little bit of talk time with an ex-professional wrestler, Matt Bentley. I don't know. We'll see. JoJo kind of mentioned it. I really would like to talk to Matt. I've actually worked with Matt when he was still in high school, a senior in high school. Me and him worked together, so that'd be cool. Let's see if we can get him to talk to. But anyways, peace out, brothers and sisters, and remember, love your neighbor, man. You ain't got nothing to lose. Stay high, guys.